section, we're going to learn about rational numbers. Rational numbers are numbers that can be expressed in the form a over b as a fraction. Okay, so move this over just a little bit. The numerator is the number on top. Denominator is the number on bottom. So here's some examples. 1/4, -1/2. This one would be 5 over 1, so that could be written as a fraction. 0 over 1 could also be written as a fraction. One of the most important things we do is we reduce them, and we write them in what's called lowest terms. So let's reduce 130 over 455. The first thing you want to do is find the greatest common divisor like we learned in the last section. Okay, so we do factor trees for 130. Here's what you get. Factor tree for 455. Here's what you get. So we want the greatest common divisor. What do they have in common? They both have a 5. They both have a 13. And 5 times 13 is 65. So on the next slide, we're going to use 65 to reduce it. Okay, over here, if you take 130 and divide by 65, you get 2. 455 divided by 65 is 7. They also show this way where you can list all the factors and just cancel out the ones they have in common. And you'll notice that you end up with the same answer. 2/7 is the answer in lowest terms. We can also write these numbers as mixed numbers and improper fractions. This is considered a mixed number where you have an integer and the fraction. Improper is where the number on top is bigger than the denominator. So let's convert some from mixed numbers to improper. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the integer by the numerator. Oh, excuse me, integer by the denominator. I thought that was wrong. And then you're going to add the numerator. Let's try it on the next one. Okay, so 3 times 5 is 15, plus 4 is 19. Okay, we put 19 on top. And then remember, we keep that denominator of 5. We keep the original denominator. So you multiply the integer times the denominator, add the numerator. That gave us 19, and we keep it over 5. Okay, now we can also take an improper fraction and make it back into a mixed number. You divide the denominator into the numerator, and then you record the quotient and the remainder. Here's what it would look like. You have the quotient, and then the remainder is over the original denominator. So let's try one of those. Okay, so here we're going to convert 42 over 5 to a mixed number. So 5 goes into 42 8 times. 8 times 5 is 40. We have a remainder of 2. So the 8 becomes the integer. 2 goes on the top in the numerator. The remainder goes on top. And the denominator stays the same.